Good morning everyone. Today, I'd like to talk about crop production and management. In this presentation, we will discuss the methods and practices used to ensure successful crop production, from soil preparation to harvesting and storage. We will look at the various techniques for adding manure and fertilizers, as well as irrigation and protection from weeds. So let's get started. Agriculture is a crucial part of human civilization, supplying a steady and essential source of food, clothing and other items. Since ancient times it has been fundamental for a society's survival, and in these times of population growth and global demand, it has become an increasingly important topic for countries. As an industry, agriculture has become complex, employing a range of professions, developments, and technology for crop production and harvesting to livestock management. In this article, we can look at the importance of crop production and management and how these methods are making the agricultural sector better in terms of quality, sustainability, and efficiency. Crop production and management is a complex process that requires a combination of the right soil condition, optimal climate and access to a reliable source of water. It also involves planting the right quantity and variety of crops to ensure healthy yields for farmers and food security for the population. Moreover, successful management of the crops is necessary to ensure the growth of desired quality crops in the right amount. Kharif crops are those which are typically planted in June and harvested in September. Some popular examples include rice, maize, cotton and groundnuts. These crops are of great significance to the agricultural sector, as they provide us with a plethora of food products, essential for nutrition and sustenance. Farmers and landowners have to be vigilant when it comes to managing these crops, from sowing the seeds to collecting the produce. Proper management will result in a good yield, taking into account the alterations in the weather, access to quality seeds, availability of water and the utilization of suitable fertilizers. It is imperative that this crop production and management is done in a responsible and sustainable manner. Rabi crops are a major part of India's agricultural landscape, and I'm going to talk about some of the most common varieties. Wheat, barley, pea and gram are all examples of Rabi crops, and they're generally planted in October and harvested in March. Wheat is one of India's most important crops, and it's grown by farmers in all major agro-climatic zones. Likewise, barley can be grown across India, and it's valued for its hardiness and resistance to disease. Peas and Bengal gram are both legumes that have good nutritional value and can be harvested for human and animal consumption. These are several of the varieties of Rabi crops that India produces, and they're a crucial part of India's agricultural industry. Preparation of soil, selection and sowing of seeds, addition of manure and fertilizers, irrigation of crops, protection from weeds, harvesting and storage are essential agricultural practices for successful crop production and management. In order to maximize productivity and profitability of operations, proper selection of techniques for each step is essential. In order to maximize crop production and management, soil preparation is necessary. Plowing involves turning and loosening the soil to encourage root growth, whereas leveling helps to ensure that water is spread evenly across the plot. Furthermore, fertilizers are applied to the soil to give it essential nutrients and boost crop yields. All of these processes are aimed at creating the best environment for crops to develop. Plowing is an essential part of crop production and management, involving the process of loosening and turning the soil to prepare the ground for sowing seeds. This process aerates the soil, improves water drainage, ensures the incorporation of nutrients and organic matter into the soil, and breaks up any compaction. Furthermore, plowing helps to control weeds and reduce the spread of soil-borne diseases. Ultimately, proper soil preparation is crucial for a healthy crop and successful harvest. Leveling is an essential aspect for crop production and management. After plowing, large clumps of soil may be present. Wooden or iron planks, known as levelers, can be used to even out these clumps to a certain depth. This process of breaking the clumps is called leveling. It aids in creating an even field, making it suitable for planting, and is hence important for crop production and management. Seed selection plays a crucial role in achieving successful crop production. Quality must be verified before buying the seeds to ensure they are suitable for the intended crop. Investing effort to pick the right seeds will ultimately be worthwhile, yielding a greater, richer harvest. Sowing is an essential component of crop cultivation and management. To guarantee a bountiful harvest, seeds must be sown accurately and on time. There are a variety of sowing methods, from manual techniques such as scattering the seeds to mechanized methods such as using a seed drill. It is critical to ensure that the seeds are planted in the soil at the right depth and with the right separation between them, regardless of the method used. When properly sowed, the soil, the seeds and the environment all come together to form an ideal setting for a thriving crop. Manual sowing is an age-old technique that is still utilized in certain areas for crop production. Requiring manual labor as farmers sprinkle seeds straight into the soil, this method is effective for planting crops. Despite its effectiveness, manual sowing can lead to an uneven spread of the seeds, and it can be hard to ensure the seed is placed at the right depth. Seed drills provide accuracy and efficiency when it comes to seed planting. They evenly distribute the seeds in the soil at an optimal depth, allowing for easier cultivation of the land. This results in improved crop production and management, leading to increased yields. Fertilizers play an essential role in crop production and management. Replacing or replenishing soil minerals removed by multiple harvests is a common application for fertilizers. Additionally, using organic substances such as manure to provide necessary nutrients and to increase soil fertility is widely used. This combination of fertilizers and manure can contribute to higher yields and can ensure sustainable crop growth. Irrigation plays a key role in the farming and cultivation of crops. It involves supplying water to fields, crops and plants that require it through various methods such as sprinklers, surface irrigation and drip irrigation. This can be done by using rainwater or water from other sources to provide the necessary amount of moisture for keeping the crops healthy, thus increasing their yield and quality. Irrigation is an important factor in crop production and management. To guarantee successful and lasting yields, water needs to be supplied to crops in a controlled and effective format. In the past, traditional approaches to irrigation, including basins, furrows, and water diversion, were utilized for centuries to supply water to agricultural regions. Currently, more modern methods of irrigation, such as sprinklers and drip systems, have become more favored due to their controlled and effective water application. Regardless of the method used, effective irrigation can contribute to healthy yields of crops. Though traditional methods of crop production and management may be cheaper, they tend to lead to water wastage. Examples of such methods include canal irrigation, furrow irrigation, chain pump, moat, pulley system, deckly and rahat, water wheel. To better utilize water resources and enhance crop production, more modern methods such as overhead misting, drip irrigation and sprinkler systems can be implemented. Combining modern and traditional techniques can result in more efficient crop production and management. Traditional methods of irrigating crops have been around for quite a while, but modern methods such as sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation are proving to be quite beneficial both for the crops and for the environment. These methods allow us to effectively conserve water and use it more efficiently. Modern technological advancements have made it possible to ensure that crops receive adequate amounts of water and are well managed. Monitoring and managing the amount of water given to crops is an essential part of successful crop production and management. Excessive water can reduce the amount of air available to plant roots and cause the salt content of the soil to increase, both of which can have detrimental effects on the crops. Therefore, it is important to be aware of the amount of water given to the field and adjust accordingly. Weeding is an essential element of crop production and management. Unwanted plants can obstruct the crops in obtaining necessary resources such as water, light, air, soil nutrients, and space, thus decreasing the crop's productivity. To guarantee that the crops get the required resources for growth, manual weeding or utilization of weedicides are normally employed. To avoid excessive utilization of weedicides, manual weeding and mulching with biodegradable material have been a common method of weed control. Such procedures are cost-effective and beneficial to both the environment and the crops. Manual weeding is a laborious task to do, yet it is sometimes essential to keep invasive weeds from proliferating and to improve the yield of the crops. Tools like trowel, harrow or hoe can be used manually. However, for these tools and other implements to last a long time and resist rusting, they must be taken care of and serviced regularly. Another thing to keep in mind when manually weeding is that it may lead to unintentionally removing desired crops. Therefore, exercising caution when using these tools is significant. The use of weedicides can have a great impact on crop production and management. These are chemical substances used to eliminate weeds without damaging the crop. Different weedicides are available, such as dalapin, metachlor, and cyzayazine. Applying them appropriately can help you understand the production of your crop efficiently and effectively, while still getting the highest yield. Harvesting is an essential element of crop production and management. It entails cutting of the crops for the purpose of preserving and conveying them to the marketplace. Once the crops have been harvested, the produce can be used or sold. It is vital that harvesting is done accurately and precisely to guarantee the highest quality products. Appropriate resources and effort should be put in to make sure secure and effective harvesting of crops. Separating harvested crops into the individual grains and then separating the grains from the chaff and other unwanted materials is an essential part of the post-harvest crop production process. Threshing and winnowing are both important for ensuring that the crop can be used in the most effective way possible. Modern farming methods have made crop production more efficient and effective, and the use of machines such as the combine harvester is the perfect example. Combines are machines which are used for both harvesting and threshing, freeing up time for the farmer while still providing excellent results. Winnowing of the crop can also be done manually, or using special machines that help to separate out the grains and remove the chaff. These tools have helped to improve crop yields and reduce the amount of labor involved, making crop management easier than ever. When storing grains, it is essential to keep them away from moisture and other elements. Moisture is one of the biggest enemies of stored grain, as it can lead to spoilage and loss of nutrients. Ensuring the area where the grain is stored is dry and free of moisture is key to maintaining the quality and value of the grain. To protect our crops and ensure their longevity, we must keep the storage area clean and dry. Pesticides should be used to repel any pests that may be drawn to the grains. Regular inspections are necessary to guarantee the safety and security of the grains. By taking these steps, we can ensure crop production is managed effectively. Using pesticides and weedicides in crop production can have devastating consequences for the environment as well as human health. These chemicals can cling onto crops, making them dangerous to eat. Therefore, it is essential to practice caution when utilizing these chemicals in crop production. Furthermore, it is necessary to wash crops thoroughly prior to consumption to reduce the chances of poisoning. It is critical to take into account the risks associated with pesticides and weedicides when planting and managing crops. Milk is a food with diverse uses and containing a multitude of essential nutrients. It has been a fundamental part of diets for centuries, from cows, goats, and buffaloes. It is frequently used in cooking, from butter, cheese, ghee, and curd. For its high calcium content and other vital vitamins and minerals, it is an indispensable part of a balanced diet, so ensure that milk is included in your daily meals.